share window. No. Okay. Sales Navigator. Okay. So now, like I said, for the benefit of those that I didn't capture earlier. So when I started, I said Sales Navigator is for generating your leads, right? You want to get clients, and you already know the people you want to target. With Sales Navigator, you can build prospects. Build prospects in terms that prospects are the people that are likely going to be your clients or going to be your employers, right? So with Sales Navigator, it's easy for you to filter these prospects, follow them up, have a conversation, secure your deal, conclude on the price, and they get you hired into the company. That's what it is. So it is not just for leads database. It is a prospecting tool, and it helps you find decision makers. It helps you filter out people who aren't relevant. With Sales Navigator, I've been able to close deals. Like, I've been able to close clients. In fact, some of the clients I couldn't close were because most times I don't know that I'm supposed to ask them first what is their what do you call it, their what's the word, like when a client asks you, a prospect rather, because this person is not yet a client, right? Someone asks you what is your rates, what are your rates and all that. Sometimes they chicken out and be like, if you mention a rate and they feel like they can't afford you, they might not really turn you down, but they just ghost you, right? So the best way, if you really want to get a job, or probably you want to see if you can work with their rates or something, be the first to throw that stone. Ask them, okay, what actually is your budget for this role, for this for this amount of content you want me to publish or create for you and all that. So like I said, Sales Navigator actually is for finding decision makers, people that make decisions in companies, people like HR managers, people like head of marketing, COO, chief operations officers, chief marketing officers. Just think of the people in top seats in the company. Even if you are doing a physical job, let's say you are even into banking, you're a banker, you want to work with in a certain bank, trust me, there are certain people you can reach out to using Sales Navigator, people that are in the top seat that use LinkedIn once in a while. You can pitch to them on Sales Navigator. Make sure that whenever you're pitching, your code DM is short and straight to the point. Don't overwhelm the person with a long write-up about who you are or what you do. No, please, if possible, when you write out what you want to write out, you can send it to AI to shorten it and tighten it. That way, please, whenever you're doing that, don't copy what in the quotation mark that AI leaves with you and everything, and even the part where AI asks you, should I make it this? Because some of you can be so forgetful that you copy the part that AI is giving you suggestions, and then you now send it to the prospect and then ask me, I've been applying for jobs and I can't get hired. Because sometimes you are not paying attention to details. You're copying the things that are not meant to be copied. You're not taking your time. So whenever you're doing that, when you write a code DM, you can tighten it with the help of AI, make a bit of adjustment, make it short, make it straight to the point, and follow up 2-3 days after. Anyway, moving on, I told you it's for building targeted lead lists, it's for filtering out people who are irrelevant, it's for tracking prospects over time. Like sometimes when I send a message, I follow up to know if the person has seen my message or the person has dropped a response, right? I recall the other time when I applied to a company, I think it's a Canadian, something like that, and the guy said he responded when I saw Sales Navigator notified me that the guy has accepted my message and sent me a response. He told me, okay, he was going to link me up with somebody in their company that does that. So he sent me her name and told me to message her, and he even gave me all the necessary things I needed. And sometimes I think on Sundays these guys tend to have more time, or they tend to check their LinkedIn. So That was how the guy responded to me. It was short, straight to the point. I like, hi Sky, I just wanted to find out if you guys work with freelancers. Just simple. I would love to know, if I can share my work samples. And you're like, he accepted sharp, because the message is not long and overwhelming, just straight to the point and stuff. So it's for tracking prospect over time. It's for starting conversation. Now you're looking at my screen, you're probably seeing a bunch of things here. Now this search keywords is the 10 million results of CEO, which is not what we are doing tonight. My intention of this class is show you how to use Sales Navigator properly and how to search people. So you're going to know, before you start using Sales Navigator, you need to know who you are serving. Who is your target audience? Who are you serving? What industry are you in? And who are the people? If you're a sales, let's say you're into data analytics, right? So are you targeting a finance company or this or that? You should be able to have gathered the information you need before you start using Sales Navigator. So usually what I do is I use AI to find the companies I want to work with. Even if I don't know the companies, I can still search for the industry. Like I can say, oh, SaaS. When I search for SaaS, I can decide, okay, I want a small company, because with Sales Navigator it can show you the company head count. Okay, if the company is a small company or is a big company, you can just decide and say, okay, I want to work with your serving, what industry they target. Okay, company size, location, and job title. You need to know all these things, because the clearer the targets, the better the results. No matter what you are doing as a freelancer, whether you're a data analyst, a virtual assistant, you need to know who you are targeting, right? Another thing is building a lead search. Example, if you're a SaaS, let's say a SaaS writer, okay, or you're a virtual assistant, you need to know the keywords that you're likely searching for. Whether let's say you're a personnel, you're into health things, okay, whether you're a tech bro in a certain industry that has a keyword. For example, I'm into B2B SaaS. I can search B2B SaaS here. I can search for software. I can search for technology. I can search for SaaS. So depending on, I can even search for e-commerce, depending on the industry I'm targeting to work with, right? So now another thing is titles. Titles are important because people on LinkedIn, they have different titles. Some people are head of marketing, some people are content managers, some people are VP marketing. Now in this case, you have the home. Now this home is the part where you see the leads. Here you're going to see the accounts that you bookmarked, that you want to reach out to, the account lists. If you have some leads that you gathered, for example, I'll show you what I mean by that later. You can save them here so you can see them. You have about 100 leads that you want to reach out to. For example, let's say this guy now is someone I want to reach out to here. So if this guy is someone I want to reach out to, I'm likely going to save his account or something like that for me to reach out to maybe tomorrow, so I don't forget and all that. So if you come here, this is like the home, right, where you see bunch of options, people that they are suggesting for you. LinkedIn is telling you, oh, this is a suggested lead, someone that is likely going to need your service. That's what LinkedIn is doing. Now the home, you see a lot of things. You're seeing things around the corner. You're seeing companies like Apple, and I show you can check here to see decision makers in Apple. You can reach out to Amazon and see the people in Amazon and all of that. So I usually do that. Okay, so Canva, think of all those companies. They are there, the people are there, and they use LinkedIn. I'm telling you the truth. I've reached out to Shopify head of marketing, and she responded to me. So these guys are here. I'm telling you the gospel truth. So this is the home, and the home has all of these things. Now we have accounts. Now with the accounts is where you have the company accounts. So you're talking of Canva, we're talking of Apple, we're talking of every company that you think, big or small. So what I do is, for me, what I do is I use AI to prompt for less popular companies that publish content back to back. So I'm not looking for popular companies like HubSpot, because I know that the chance of working with them might be very slim, right? So I use AI to prompt for companies that are less popular, but they have a volume of work. They always do this thing constantly. Okay, let me say they publish the blog articles back to back, and they are not so popular, but they are actually doing a lot of work, right? So it gives me the list of those people, and I find them here. Okay, when I search for them, they pop up here. So let's say HubSpot is popular, but I'm just using for an example, right? So human being is your lead, but for HubSpot, it's your, it's more like the company page where you now explore every part of the company, whether the people that are working there, the number of employees, their titles and everything. So this is HubSpot. Now this is the part where, because if I'm in a hurry, I can save it so I don't forget. If I'm about to close my laptop, I can say, okay, let me save this lead here. Maybe later I can go back to check the company out, and it has been saved. So when I come back to the home, you can see that the name is there. So let's say now that you have figured out the company you want to, you want to work with this company, but you need to know the people that are in the company and what they represent, right? So this is the company, right? This is HubSpot. Now you want to check the employees here. Now you don't need the employees, you're checking for the decision makers. So you click on the decision makers here, and you will find Dublin. So it depends on the location. So even if you want to apply to HubSpot, you're likely going to be looking for someone in charge of EMEA. EMEA is like something East Africa, something like that. So you're not looking for people that if they have like two, I'll have to decide who I'm looking for, the one that is closer to me in terms of location. So I'm looking for head of marketing, or head of content, or chief operations officer, or HR manager. You have to know the people you're looking for. I've told you, if you want to know them, ask AI to give you the list, the titles of people you should be looking for on Sales Navigator based on your skill, right? So you do that. For example, if I'm actually going to reach out to let's go down. I don't know if it's my network or something. Usually I should be able to have more options here. So let's say the network is delaying everything. So this is talent acquisition. This one is in US. Sometimes if I want to make it easy for me, I can ask AI to give me the name of the person in this eastern location for HubSpot, right? It gives me the name, and if I see that the person is okay, this is the name of the person, I can just come straight out on Sales Navigator and type the name of the person, and then I can just send her a DM. So let's assume that this is the person I want to reach out to, right? This head of content strategy, blah blah blah. Let's say her name, this person is a she, right? So I click on her profile. She's the one I want to reach out to, and her profile is going to pop up at the right side. Okay, now I didn't mention this Kendo app. This Kendo you see here is for exporting your leads. So even if you gather all the leads that you want to, this Kendo, you can use Kendo. You can use, there are other apps too that are similar to Kendo. So with them, it creates a spreadsheet for you. So when you save a lead, you can export that lead through this Kendo app or alternative, right? So even if you have like 100 leads here that you want to reach out to later, You can export them, their names, their emails, everything. Trust me, their names, their phone number, their emails, it can be exported here. So first of all, you need to log into your Kendo app, whatever. This thing is an Chrome extension. Usually you have to install a Chrome extension on your laptop, and you can ask for alternatives of Kendo. It gives you alternatives. You can say alternatives, and then you install them into your laptop. When you install them, so now when you're on this lady's page, this is her page, you can decide to craft your message now on the spot or save it for later. Usually I save them. When I save them, it saves to the list, right? I can custom my list. You can custom the list to be okay CEO for the person you're looking for. Let's say Meg is the person you want to reach out to. So you would have to craft. Now when you're doing this thing, please try to work with AI. It makes it faster and easier. I try to work with ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity in terms of my leads, who I should reach out to. So when I come here, I search for them, whether it's companies, I search for them here faster. But it doesn't matter, even if you don't know the people you're looking for, you just want to, fine, you can just search for the keywords. Maybe if it's CEO, you want to start with CEO, no problem, search the CEO, then you start arranging it, start rearranging it. So okay, for example, now I'm a virtual assistant and I help coaches, right? And I don't know the coaches I want to reach out to. I don't have an idea, so I search for coaches and I just search, right? And remember, you're a virtual assistant, you're looking for you're pitching to coaches, right? Because I think we have more virtual assistants in the group. So you're looking for coaches that you pitch to, and you see a bunch of coach, not coaches. See, spelling is important too. So coach, okay. So you have to also know the industry the coaches you're looking for. Are they in the health industry? Are they in the e-commerce industry? I'm targeting people in e-commerce and stuff. I'm targeting people in software. You need to know who you're targeting and what industry you want to work with, because I believe that you're not working with all coaches. You're not working with everybody. There are things that you know, there are things that you don't know. So the ones you know are the ones you're targeting. So I can just randomly type coach here, but I need to know now when you type coach, you see by the left you have a lot of things here. For example, you have the current company. Is this person self-employed, or you have an option? Are you looking for people that are in certain companies? Are they working in Amazon? Are you looking for people in certain locations? Are they working in HubSpot? Are they working in Forbes? You need to know the people. If it's not necessary, usually when I'm searching for people, I don't look for them in certain companies. Like when I come, I search for let's say I search for CEO. I won't come and say, okay, CEO in Forbes. No. Usually I already know my industry. I can say SaaS is general, so I can see a bunch of SaaS CEOs and stuff, and then I decide, okay, I'm looking for this set of people. So you can decide to say, okay, no, I'm looking for people that are self-employed, and because that self-employed is this one here right now, and that self-employed are people that run their businesses by themselves, so they need help, right? So we have okay, this one is under company. We're looking, and what roles they play. I don't know why this is kind of slow. I don't know. So are you looking for coaches in education, business development, operations, healthcare, leadership? You can type them here and this list will be rearranged. So let's say, for example, we're looking for people in operations, right, or healthcare service. Okay, let's say, or people in wellness, or okay, let's start with this one, business development, So let's say you're looking for coaches in fresh one. Now the more you arrange it, the more. So we're also going to check for location. Now we've been able to filter our function, right, which is the role, all of them. For example, this current job title now, I don't even have anything to do with it, because the people I'm looking for are self-employed people. I'm looking for people that are, business owners and stuff. So I don't need all these ones. But you see, location is very important to me. I can say, okay, I'm looking for people in I can just play around the location. I can say, okay, I'm looking for people in EMEA. It depends on the industry you want to work with. Do you want to work with people in so industry, SaaS, tech, blah blah blah? I don't know. Trying to work with those people, that means they probably have a lot, so you want to handle their content for them, or you see their inconsistencies, right? So that's the part. This is where, so for example, let's say people that have posted on LinkedIn, right, acting up. So now these people are the ones that have been posting on LinkedIn okay, so this is all the filter here. So we have where did we stop? Let me check. Okay, okay, we stopped here, right? All right, so we stopped here. Then we have okay, so with this now and the leads that are already out here, you can decide to say, okay, as a virtual assistant, oh, I want to pitch to this person later. I save her, right? She's even a founder and a solo recruiter, so she does her recruiting. You just need to know if this person is necessary for you to save. For example, I click on her profile. I need to be very sure this person is what's to be in my list, so I can pitch to her later. Well, it's just for you to know a bit about the person, so you can properly pitch to her. So if you're a virtual assistant, you're searching for coaches and you already know the industry and then usually I like to read about the person to know what they do and other things, check out their posts, check out everything about them, so that when I'm pitching, I know I know what voice, what point of view and everything I need to know about them. I just have all that. Okay, so that's basically the idea of going through the profile of your prospects, right? So like I told you, with this Kendo or alternatives of this sourcing tool, you can use it to export all the filters, all the leads that you have. So if you come back to home here, I told
Sorry,
you.
we can't hear you. Like, can you guys hear?
Oh shit.
No, I can't hear her.
Oh my gosh, sorry. I've been talking, I didn't even know that I muted myself. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to say, I'm going to repeat myself. So I said, when you come to we're talking about Barbara previously before I came back to home. So I was telling you that when you are on a prospects page, it's important to go through their profile and read about them, look out the posts they made comments on, just the similar things you do on LinkedIn before you pitch to somebody. So when you come on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, do the same. Check out their profile, check out how they talk, where they worked before, know their point of views and perspective on things before you pitch to them directly. So when you do that, you now know how to approach them. And please remember that your cold DM is supposed to be very short and not long. It is when the person responds now that it will now determine the length of your conversation. The person will now say, okay, can we see what you've done? Can I have your portfolio? What's your rates and stuff? So it's important you make it short. It's important you go straight to the point. It's important to show that you know what this person likes and what they have been doing, how they are inconsistent with posting and stuff. So that's basically what your prospect, you should know about your prospect. And then now when you have this when you come back to home, this is the home, this is your saved searches. Where is that part? Lead filters. I know that I saved some. I did save some accounts. I no save again. Where's the one I just generated now? We did save some lists. I'm sure we did save some lists. I'm trying to find the lists that we saved earlier. This one is slowing me. Okay, these are the lists we saved earlier. So they are under all saved accounts, right? So we have Barbara here, we have HubSpot. Now I think LinkedIn added a few new things. I'm seeing new features like buyer intent, because LinkedIn knows my job, right? It knows what I do. So it's telling me that the buyer intent is neutral. What does it mean? It probably means that the high possibility of this person buying from me or whatever is not so high. It's just neutral, right? That's basically what LinkedIn is trying to tell me. I need to admit people. This admitting is taking us backward. We're already 10 p.m.
Yes.
Who is chatting? Yes. Oh God, though. People have kept me up. Okay. All right. So we have the buyer intent. I think this buyer intent is a new feature that was added and is actually good. It tells you that this person will likely buy from you, like the percentage of this person patronizing your service is high, or I think I need to check it out. Okay, that's it. Estimated level of interest that buyers from this company are showing in your company. Do you get? So they have category intent, which is find leads interested in your selected product categories. So what I'm trying to say is that Sales Navigator is very easy to use, because even when you're clicking to understand how it's used, it just shows you what it is. Like for instance, now this buyer intent, now it just explains to you what it is. It's showing you the definition of it here. You already know what you're going to do when you're on Sales Navigator, right? Now it's telling you that this lady recently posted on LinkedIn, right? And it's just showing you that this HubSpot, maybe the last time they posted was 3 weeks ago, right? So it shows you how consistent a brand is or inconsistent they are. Now when you're able to gather all these, see, if I have over 100 leads here, these are just 2, right? If I have over 100 here and I want to export them with their email and everything, right? Do you know what I would do? I would click on upload accounts, right? And then it will say save your file as a CSV, right? And then if available, include one of the following two preferred field, blah 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 blah, everything. Then you continue. When you continue, the same thing goes on, and you're able to like move it to your, you can able to save them here. You can see what's going on here, right? I can decide, okay, let me save it. I save it, and then When I save it, I'm able to, like, let me check. Okay, I can save it. When I save it, I'm able to come back to it. Then I have all the lists, just in case my LinkedIn Sales Navigator is expiring anytime soon. So that way, if my Sales Navigator expires and logs me out, I have them in the CSV, like in the spreadsheet. Now with the spreadsheet, I can find them directly on LinkedIn, right? Or I can email them, since the emails are there. The same pattern I wanted to use on Sales Navigator. But the difference now is that if you're using a free LinkedIn without Sales Navigator, you would have to wait for them to accept your connection request for you to now pitch to them. But with Sales Navigator, you just cold pitch to them, send them straight to the point, short cold messages, and you wait for them. They come online, they see that you send them a code DM asking them, oh, do you work with freelancers? I would like to, they will now be like, oh, no, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. Because there are people that don't like code DMs, which is true, and there are people that respond to code DMs. So that's basically what Sales Navigator does for you, right? So now, like I told you, I said the accounts are when you search for company, let's say Canva for example, and when I look for Canva company, this is Canva. This is a company here in different countries that are in charge of hiring and blah 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 blah. This is everything you need to know about Canva. Their website is there. So if you're, let's say that you're a content person and you want to know how their content in the company, now these are the people in the company. You can see the co-founder, you can see the CEO, right? And this CEO is recently hired though. That's what LinkedIn Sales Navigator shows you. Shows you if someone was recently hired, or the person recently changed career, or the person recently posted on LinkedIn. It shows you all of that. This is the CFO, this is the CEO. Alright, now with these people, now what you want to do is you probably just want to check the decision makers exclusively, which is here, right? If you want to go for the employees, fine. They have 16,000 employees. I don't know how you want to do that, but for me, if I'm in a company, a big company, and I click on their profile and I check out everything I need to check, and I want to pick for anyhow people, right? You're looking for companies that have okay, so let's say you're targeting you're a data analyst. You're looking for companies making data driven decisions, right? For a virtual assistant, you're looking for busy founders. You're looking for founders, CEOs, managing directors. I hope you guys are to share relevant content with your recipients and track viewer engagements, right? So I've not actually used it before, but I think it's basically if you want to share a link to whatever thing to your with your prospect, probably your portfolio link or something like that. I think so. Basically that's it. And this is notification. It shows you things that are happening, people that you sent connection requests on Sales Navigator. So you can send a friend request or connection request on Sales Navigator, and you get to see the person's post. So let's say this person, there's what they call warm lead and cold lead, or cold DM, or warm. So you can decide to warm your leads by just saying, okay, this man is a CEO, I don't want to directly pitch to him, so let me just connect with him on LinkedIn. That way, whenever he makes a post on Sales Navigator, I can get notified. I will interact with his post twice or 3 times before I send him a code DM. So you get notified that, oh, this person made a post, and when you get notified that this person made a post, you can now send them a code, a send them a message because you've been networking with them, commenting on their posts. Now LinkedIn also notifies you with suggested leads. Oh, this person is likely going to be the kind of person that should hire you. For example, now I'm into marketing, right? It's telling me growth marketing specialist. Okay, this person is likely going to be hiring me. This person is someone, is a CEO, right? This person is a co-founder, right? So I might just check out their profile. This guy is co-founder of Anthropic, I think so, I don't know, but it just shows you that okay, oh, this is the person that likely gonna need your service. So suggested lead is the person that's likely gonna be needing your service. But now you now go figure them out, say okay, oh, maybe it's true or not. You can still decide not to pitch to the person. So that's basically it about LinkedIn. And remember, I told you that's basically about Sales Navigator. Remember I told you that the Kendo is they have alternatives. The alternatives, now you can use them to export all the leads that you've gathered here. Now back to, I usually used to use snoof.io if I wasn't going to spend more time on Sales Navigator, based on that I'm almost out of time and Sales Navigator is expiring next tomorrow or something. So usually I will export them to my CSV or spreadsheet, and then I now start sorting their emails. I used to do cold emails, but that cold emails is very hard. Like, I don't know, it's usually hard for me too, because I use email tools to get access to my prospects DM link emails. So there's one tool they call snoof.io. They have alternatives like hunter.io, scrap.io. All those tools are used to export your leads. They can show you that their emails are active or not active, so you don't waste your message. So that way you can do cold email. But usually this one is for cold DMs. This LinkedIn Sales Navigator is for cold DM. But if you want to now do cold emailing, that's where you now export their details out of this place. So I hope you've been able to understand. Seems like it's only going down. That's to this class. This is quite a lot, but you might want to watch the video later. So thank you so much for being in this class. I didn't think we would spend this much time. And for those that want to start using Sales Navigator, I told you I was going to show you how to use Sales Navigator. So if you have never used Sales Navigator, you have the chance to try the free trial. Okay, use the free trial. That was what I used my first time. Now free trial, I used it and I was like, what did I do? I got a card that LinkedIn accepted, and then I used it to I activated the card, right? I made sure there was no money in the card, so I used the free trial. So by the time it was expiring, they asked me if I wanted to renew it and keep it, or I wanted to just let go of the lead, because if it expires, all the lead that you have saved, OTLO, they have gone. So that was what happened to me. So what I did was I didn't renew rather, but I made sure that I exported my contacts out. But that one is a long process, so I usually take advantage of reaching out immediately. I do massive cold DM every day, consistency, and I get responses. So it's important for you to, if you want to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator for the first time, figure out who you're targeting, everything you need to get, the companies you want to reach out to, find them, use AI to gather all those details, then straight out go on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, activate it with a card for free trial, 30 days. Give yourself consistency of cold outreach to the right people, right companies, and then you would definitely close a lead. And trust me, you need to do things right? Your scripting right, your responses right, because one messed up response, the person will ghost you. They ask you for your rate, you can ask them, and then if they can't give you, can give them a very decent rate. Don't go and call one kind of ridiculous rate give them a decent rate, and ask them if it works with them. Hear from them, and that's that. But I just showed you codes, how to use Sales Navigator for lead generation. I hope you're able to gain something from this class. So it's nice having you guys. Thank you for joining. You can unmute now. Thank you so much for joining. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask me.
I did too.
Who has a question? Genevieve, okay. Ask me.
All right. Good evening, Maureen. Thank you so much for this class. Like, thank you so much. My question is, you said at times you pitch two people in the same company. I got curious at that point. Like, why do you pitch two persons in the same company?
Okay, usually when I'm pitching to people in the same company, one of them may not respond because that one may not be active, right? It may not be frequent on social media. The other one might be active, might be frequent, and might have more upper hand. So I do that. I don't want to take my chances, but not all the time. No. I don't do that all the time. I do it a few times, and the few times is because sometimes the two of them hold a role that can actually benefit me. So, for example, I can reach out to the HRO and I still reach out to the head of marketing. Do you now understand? Especially if I saw on a job board that they are hiring, it's even easier when I see companies that are hiring on a job board or whatever. I still reach out to them directly with Sales Navigator, and I find their head of marketing or head of, and then when I reach out to the person, I still reach out to the CEO or whoever I think my mind is telling me to reach out to. When I do that, I wait for any of them that can respond fast. The idea is don't just take chances. That's just it. But remember, when you are doing 2 people in a company, 3 people, your email credits are reducing. So I try not to use everything on one company. I try to be as I try to use, even if it's 1 or 2, for one company. So 1 basically. Well, if the 2 people hold roles that may likely benefit me, and I don't want to take chances, especially if they're hiring, I reach out to the HR and I reach out to the head of marketing. So that's why. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Who else has a question before we call it a night?
Good evening.
You go first.
Okay.
Thank you so much for taking your time. So I wanted to ask, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is different from LinkedIn Premium, right?
Yes, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is different from LinkedIn Premium because with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can have access to the benefits that comes with Premium. But with LinkedIn Premium, you do not have access to Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator is a prospecting tool. That's why they built the app separately. But it's kind of linked to LinkedIn. But LinkedIn Premium is cheaper. Very, very cheaper. But Sales Navigator is not that cheaper, but it's basically for prospecting and all that. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. So you advise that if you would want to start, go for the trial, and if you want to continue, just continue with
if you want to continue. And then if you want to continue, you need a cheaper option. You can send me a DM. If you already have used LinkedIn before and you're trying to renew now and you don't have the full amount and you think, I need cheaper option, you can send me a message. I'll plug you in and help you.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
All right. So, any other question before we call it a night? Please ask a question.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
It's not a
evening.
question, but like maybe it's kind of the prompt how to go about this Sales Navigator in terms of hiring.
I'm not hearing you.
I said good evening. Maybe please send us a prompt. It's not a question. A prompt, because like it's a prompt.
Okay. I'm not here. Can you type it?
How to go about.
Hey,
Okay.
type it in the chat box. Who else has any? Okay, does the Sales Navigator only work on system? No, it works on, there's Sales Navigator on your phone. You can download it in your phone, install it in your phone. It works on, I use both. I can use my laptop, I can use my phone, but I like to use my laptop a lot to like gather all my leads. Then if I want to send them direct DMs, I like to use my phone because I type faster with phone. So when I've gathered all the leads with my laptop, and especially I'm using laptop to gather the companies with AI, right? So what I do is, when I gather the company leads I want, I now come on LinkedIn to sort them sharp. Then I now send them direct DMs with my phone. You said I should help you with prompts. I'm sorry, I can't. I just said what I can say. You have to figure your prompts by yourself. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Thank you guys for joining this class, and I think that will be all for tonight. So any other question before we move on, before we say good night? All right, good night guys.